I brought name tags so everybody knows who we are. And there's also a card over here for Tom Fox, and I'll talk a little bit about Tom Fox in a few minutes. He was one of our founding members who died on March 20th. Is that right, March 20th? Yeah, I think so. So, we have any new people? New people here? No? I think we're all, how about online? Anybody new? Who's that Dan Kozar guy?
Hard to tell.
No, I think I recognize him. I think I recognize him. So, okay, so let's see. Treasurer's report. Larry is in, where is he? Last time I talked to him, he was on the Pacific Ocean headed for Cabo San Lucas. So I don't feel bad for him at all. But he says he was having trouble with his Outlook on OneDrive, so he couldn't get a report done, but he says because of all the expenses we just had with the lathe stand and the new laptop, which we'll talk about in a bit, we're just a little under $3,000. So that's about where we're at right now. Okay, what else we got? Let's get in, that was a treasurer's report. Old business, classes. Paul, do you want to talk about classes?
We completed 2 classes in the month of March, 2 Penn classes. One had 6 attendees and the other one had 4. We have 2 more classes scheduled in April, the last 2 Wednesdays of the month
20th and 27th.
at 5 o'clock. And then we have 2 more in May, also the last 2 Wednesdays of the month.
Okay, very good. And they went really well. I actually attended just to see what they were up to and look over the equipment. And we have some issues with some of the equipment and some of the tools and things that we need to address. So we need money, so bid a lot on all this stuff that we got coming around, okay?
What are those classes?
Huh?
What are those classes? What are they?
They're pen turning classes.
Pen turning.
And it's strictly with a rough and gouge. And at the end of 2 hours, the students walk away with a completed pen, twist pen.
They do a really good job. You and, let's see, who all does it?
Jan, Mike, and Larry.
And Larry. So they do a really good job. They have it down to a technique now, and they can just pump them out. So that was good. I like that. It worked out really well. Rivet is the old business too. We have a meeting scheduled with Rivet on Monday to formalize some of the agreements that we have. When we started, it was just an informal get-together, and we were doing classes and everything. They want it in writing, and I think it's a good idea to have it in writing. So we're going to do that and make sure we all know where. So I'll let you know at the next meeting what all the results were. Okay? New business. We had an executive meeting on, what day was it? March 15th at Reg's house. Thank you, Reg, for hosting. We appreciate that. And we talked about a few things. We talked about the Lancaster area wood turners. How many people attended that? Anybody attend that? Just 2. Paul, were you there? But it was really nice. It was Richard Raffin talked about his life and showed a bunch of slides, and it was a good show. What did you think, Steve?
That was really nice to see someone that done it.
Go ahead and open the door.
Done it for a living for a long time and turned endless number of poles, I'm sure. It's kind of old school, but I got a few pointers from it that I thought I'd know.
Yeah, so I'm kind of developing this relationship with the Lancaster group. I attend, and Mike Lebo attends, and I think Reg does once in a while too. And they're really a good source. The one who runs, he's the treasurer for it, he runs the coffees. He used to be the editor for Fine Woodworking magazine. So, and he has a lot of connections to AAW. He's on the board, so it's a good place to, good people to be in touch with. Welcome. Hey. So, hey, we have name tags over here. Can we pass them down, a couple of name tags? And the pen. So we decided to start doing that because we got so many new members and with masks on, I'm not sure who anybody is. So sorry about that. Oh, by the way, I'm Ken. All right, let's see. What else we talk about? Talked about wearing name tags. So that was one of the things we started. Larry started working on some of the bylaws. Him and I are talking about that, and we'll work out some of the bylaws. There's some suggestions from AAW that we want to incorporate into ours, and you'll hear more about that in the future. Talked about increasing membership, and one of the ways was through the classes and how we can get the people who take the pen turning classes. And Jan was really wanted to have the women. It's about 50% women that attend the pen turning classes, and yet if you look around, we don't have any. So her committee is women in turning, so she's trying to promote, get more women started in wood turning. Zoom meetings. Do you want to talk? Let's see. We found out that Reg we've been using his Zoom account the whole time. So since he had it already, he was generous enough to let us start it. And so I think we're gonna get our own Zoom. So it belongs to the club. This is hard to talk with this. Sorry. Let's see, so I think we're gonna go ahead and buy Zoom. Do I have a motion for anybody that we should buy
I
Zoom?
think his subscription's good till May, because I'm on his subscription also.
Okay. Okay, so we can wait till May. Maybe we can wait till then and we'll vote in the future. Okay, next meeting.
Just saying.
Okay, good deal. And then we started talking about equipment. And Travis, you want to tell us a little bit about the equipment?
Yeah, got the laptop. Seems to be running pretty good and knock on wood. I didn't get any microphone yet. That microphone that's on that camera is mine, but you can use it if you want. I did look at some wireless microphones and they seem to be pretty pricey, so I don't know, maybe need to do more research on that. I guess
Something
that's
about the John Kelsey thing I sent you?
yeah, I'll have to get on that and
Yeah, John Kelsey sent me some information about, they're gonna try to help all the groups with, get their Zoom equipment all up and running, what to buy, where to buy it, how much to buy, how much memory, that kind of stuff, what kind of microphones. So, again, he's been a real useful guy. So we're gonna continue that relationship. I think we have a meeting on the 18th with him, right? April 18th, we have a meeting with him, so you'll hear more about that. What else? Some other new business I don't have. There's a couple symposiums coming up. One of them is AAW. It's June 23rd through 26th. I don't know if any of you have ever attended a symposium. It's 3 days of wood turning, and everybody there speaks your language. So it's a lot of fun to go to. You learn so much that you want to go back and just turn. So if you ever had an opportunity to go, it's in Chattanooga this year, so I don't know what the cost is. There's another one, it's Mid-Atlantic Wood Turning, and it's coming up in September 23rd and 25th, and it's in Lancaster. So if you're interested, that might be a good one. Maybe we can get a group going down. I think that would be kind of fun. Even if you just go for one day, it's a lot of fun. Okay? I'm gonna try to rush through this some more. Education, you have anything else about education, Paul, you wanna talk about?
Now, other than the casters are on the lathes
Okay.
now, and we've got 2 more lathe stands for the 2 remaining lathes that didn't have stands. We just need to get them adjusted to fit properly and get casters for those. But then we'll have all of our lathes on casters.
Okay, good. So we've got just about all our costs are done with that? Okay, good. And we have to put together a list of tools and equipment we need for the lathes, because we're missing some parts and pieces
Yeah.
of some of them. Okay, we have a switch that's bad on one of them
In fact, this one right here.
too. Okay, good. Mentoring program. Robert, are you online there? Thought I saw him.
Yep,
Do you have, you have
I don't-
anything there, bud?
No, nothing new. I should really probably put a request out. Who's interested in being a mentor and what they're interested in sharing with fellow members.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll send you an email and we can talk about it.
All right,
Okay?
thank you. Sounds
Sure, no
good.
problem. Travis, multimedia, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Guess not. Brought some nice big pieces of wood.
Okay, cool. Communications, Jim, anything?
The good news is the new email lists seem to be working. I get no bounce
Great.
messages and no information from anybody that they're not getting emails, so all that's good.
Dan Kozar Dan, did you have an issue with one of the emails?
Oh, you said that Reg sent something that I never got, but other than that, everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, I think that was a Tom Fox email. So, all right, let's see what else. Program, Mike Lebo.
So, all I wanna say is, you're gonna see a demo tonight by one of our members. And we're looking for some demos for May and June. So if one of you would like to step up and do a demo, let me know. We're more than happy to have you do it. It's not a big deal.
There's a lot of ideas. It doesn't have to be something super special. We have a lot of new woodworkers. If you would do something like, how do I mount bowls on a lathe? How do I mount, mounting, or how do I sharpen, or how do I, anything simple. How do I make mushrooms? How do I make, just anything simple like that. Just to get the chips flying and get people interested. So please step up and,
If not, please donate so that we can afford to have IRDs.
does everybody know what IRDs is?
Interactive remote demos, they're done by professionals. They used to be around $200, now they're up around $400.
Because they're so in demand right now because of COVID and stuff, they've increased their prices, so.
Plus, they've all invested heavily in equipment for video and sound and all that stuff.
Okay, so I encourage you to do that. We talked about shop tours at one time, is that still on the table, or?
Could be.
Okay, all right, something that we can think about too. Okay. Bob Cameron, I sent the card out, last time we signed the card, I got it sent out. You have anything else, Dan, about the Boalsburg Museum?
No, haven't heard anything in a long time.
Okay. And Jan is not online, but I've been talking with her. We're trying to increase women in turning. We talked about inviting the people who take the pen turning class. She's making an index card to give to them. And then she's gonna give them a personal email, hopefully, before the meeting. So that'll work out well. Okay, show and tell. Oh, does anybody have anything else they want to talk about before we move on? We got a lot of stuff to auction, we got a demo, so I'm trying to hurry this along. It looks like we got a lot to sell too. All right, so show and tell, who wants to go first? Anybody got anything?
Unless somebody else would do it. Step right up.
Falling down on the ice, just stayed in the shop. And I wanted to try, I'm not sure, what's your name? Tony. I love what Tony does. What, unbelievable. So, I tried making some. And they didn't all turn out perfect, but I used different woods, there's box elder, cherry, and walnut, and there's cedar. The majority of them I did at a 45 at these joints here, but this one, I decided just to bring them in square, you know, just lay them on top of each other, just for a different look. So I made a bunch of them.
So how long you been turning?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And then I started to put a little piece in the bottom before I got started, like a diamond or whatever you want to say. I did that on a couple of them. And went out in the woods and found it's not a burl, on a cherry tree. What is it?
Black nut.
Black knot.
Black nut. And it was a big one. So I got 3 bowls out of it. Well, I tried a 4th one, but it was so rotted, it wasn't even worth finishing. And then I made the little bowl out of sassafras. I'm not sure what this is. If this is apple or what, it's real light. Not sure what type of wood it is.
I don't think apple's too light.
Well, I don't know what this is. Hickory'd be heavy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really light. And then I glued some stuff together, maple, walnut, and cedar. Turned a little bowl, turned another little bowl out of the same thing, and then this had a couple little pieces of scrap that I glued together.
You getting ready for Christmas?
Oh God, don't say that yet. And then my brother-in-law had an apple tree, and I went and cut down a week ago, Monday or Tuesday last week. Couldn't wait to turn some bowls, and then were nice in the beginning, but here they were really wet, so now I have oval bowls.
That's okay.
But what the heck, you know?
Exactly.
And then I had I believe this was a maple burl that I turned a bowl out of. And then this was sassafras too, just a little something with a rotted top.
Nice.
And that's it.
Is that it? You sure there's any more?
Oh, I could have brought more, but
Could you tell us just a little bit more about how you glued those pieces together?
just ran board through my planer and put glue on them and clamped them. On the bottles, when I did the bottles, at first it takes 18 pieces to make one of those. And I tried to glue 18 pieces together at once. Man, was that, I had glue from head to toe and set every word under the sun, and it didn't really go together perfectly. So then I decided, well, if I take and glue 3 pieces together, like the walnut and the box elder and so on, and then cut those at a 45, I'm down to like 6 pieces that I have to glue together because I've got the insert pieces already glued together, and it worked out much better, but still, it's so hard to get it, every joint to be perfect. I don't know how Tony does it, he's an amazing individual, but I'd love to get with him and see how he does some of this. So I made a bunch of them just because I wanted to try to make the next one better and get, try to get the glue joints in.
There you go, Tony.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I told him he can come.
Yeah.
There you go.
Amazing individual.
I'll go ahead and do mine since I'm here too. It was fruit tree trimming time, and my neighbor had an apricot, so I decided to make her some apricot mushrooms. This one is, I actually tried, this is my first multi-axis. I don't know if you can see it, but I turned the top on one axis and then I tilted it and got the bottom on a different axis. So that was kind of fun to do. I wouldn't recommend making the axis stop right here because then I had to go in with chisels and, next time I think I'll put the second axis switch over down here a little lower. So, and then
What do you do to change the axis?
what you do is we have it lay this way, and then what I did is I put the center up on the top part, just to change the axis that much. Okay, so I just changed where the tailstock was. Instead of being right on center, I moved it down. It's actually pretty simple. Also, it was very wet because it just got cut down. So after I turned it and sanded it, I saw it was wet. So I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, waited a half an hour, 30 seconds, half an hour. I did that about 4 or 5 times, and they came out pretty dry and there's no cracks in them. And fruit wood is tough to do that way, so I was really happy with that. So I was getting daring, and I cut some of my own peach tree, and I did some peaches too. So I used a little bit smaller ones, but they came out real nice too. My wife likes it. It's all that matters.
That wood even looks like mushrooms, kind of.
Yeah, it has some spalding on the top, and yeah, I like that too. That was fun. So those are going to my neighbor. She's, I think, 92 or something like that. So, and then I had a piece. You know how you have pieces just sitting around in your shop forever? Well, this was a chunk that was sitting around in my shop, and I just decided to turn it, and it kept breaking out on me, and I finally got the shape I wanted, a spittoon. So, yeah, there it is, but it's a beautiful piece of spalding. It did start to crack on me a little bit right here, and even though I had it for like 5 years in the basement, it was still wet. So I bought some CA glue, Star Bond, and it had black already in it. So I just used that to fill the crack, and it came out real nice. That was the first time I used it. I don't know if you can see. A little closer. You can see it's right here.
Yep.
Okay, so it kind of matches the spalding.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of wood. So that's all I got. This is for the buffing demonstration. I think you've seen this before. So it's a piece of walnut I did. It needs buffed. So next, Paul, you want to do yours?
Ken, can you tell us a little bit about the demand for those mushroom shapes?
Demand for what?
Mushrooms.
Oh, there is demand for mushrooms. I was at a place that does consignment work. Oh, come over here. I was at a place that does consignment work, and I was talking to a woman who owned the place, and she said that mushrooms are in demand, and I told her I'd make some for her, see if she could sell them. So looks like I'll be able to sell a couple of these. Okay, Paul?
So this is a bowl made out of sycamore that I got at the blank from Gary, and it was dry. Came out of Altoona, right, Gary?
Yes.
And it has about 6 coats of bowl finish, and then I used Renaissance wax on it, and then hand buffed it with a drill bit with a Easter egg type buffer, which is not exactly as effective as the system we'll see Gary demonstrate later. That's about 15 inches in diameter, about 4.5 inches tall. And then this is a gavel for Ken. This is made out of Paduke and hackberry for the handle.
So I can get Paul or Reg's back to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
Reg gets his back.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Who's next? Yeah, go ahead.
So I wanted to try some lidded boxes and vessels. And I thought it would be interesting to be able to have different lids and different colors and different shapes and different finials to try. So what I did is I made this little jig here. And for the lid, I start off cutting rough on the bandsaw to the rough thickness and diameter. And then I take the blank and mount it onto this dowel. I drilled the center of the dowel and put a brass insert into it. The blank, this is drilled with a 3/8 inch brad point bit. That's screwed into the dowel. And the dowel's mounted into the chuck. I start actually in the reverse with the inside of the box on the outside. That way it's exposed and I can turn that to the perfect diameter of the box that it's going to go into. Then once I'm happy with that, I'll take the lid off and reverse it, and then I can finish the top of it. There's a 3/8 inch hole in the lid, and then from there, I went ahead and made a number of different finials, different colors, different shapes, heights. And then you can come in and just mix and match. And see what you like.
We'll need something.
Where do you come up with your design on your finials? Just out of your mind?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. Unfortunately, my skills are really lacking. And the finished piece is not necessarily what I'm starting out to do. I just really don't have the control. And sometimes it just happens and you play with it, and in the end, you have what you have.
Do you use skew or decal gouge? What do you use?
Used to skew quite a bit on these. I get into trouble with the detail gouges. I had some small spindle gouges that I was using, that a lot of this work was done with skew.
Tony, were those boxes turned,
It's where they are in relationship to the mic.
I'm sorry, Tony, were those boxes turned into end grain?
Yes. This vessel here, really don't like the final shape. I wish I would have just not done the sweep in towards the bottom. It would made it more stable, and I think the shape would have been more desirable.
Cut a base and glue it on?
The lids are tight.
Tony, how would you have turned something like that into side grain? Or better stated, what special tools did you have to use to turn into end grain?
The Forstner bits to hollow them. Or maybe I don't understand the question.
Yeah, it seems to me that people talk about turning into end grain is preferable because it won't misshape for boxes, but a lot of people have difficulty turning into end grain. And so I'm just curious as to what you might have done differently.
I don't know how to explain what I do.
Well, you said the inside you drilled out with a Forstner bit, for the
Yes.
most part.
Right. And then it's finished out with the scraper after the fact.
What kind of tool did you use to scrape out the inside?
Box scrapers. It's got a curved tip to it. There are some which are straight along the side and on the bottom. Depending upon the shape of the bowl, different shaped scrapers would be used to meet that, either the straight or the contour.
Good.
That's all I got.
Very good. I have 3 bowls. They're pretty much fresh off the lathe. This one came off this morning. I probably turned it rough about 3 months ago, and then it's been stored in a box full of sawdust as it dried, and then I turned it in the last 2 days. This has not been, these are all unfinished at this point. So that's the first one of cherry.
How far down, what's the last sandpaper you used on it?
What's that?
What's the last sandpaper that you used on that?
Probably about 320 used, so it's pretty fine, almost polishing at that point. You know, it's for, when learning this, I've always wish I could cut it really clean the way Jim could do.
Yeah.
And I still wind up sanding so much. It just really takes a long time. And you get done and you think you're done and you look at it later in light and it's like, look at that. So. This is from the same tree. It was smaller. Oh, I should have said I turned this rough and I left it about 1 inch thick. So 3 months ago. And then to get it round, it was quite out of round. And I really didn't have that much to spare. So one that's this dimension, I think 1 inch is about right. I think this is turned about 3/4 of an inch heavy initially, and then turned quite thin on this one. From the Raffin video, there were 2 things he mentioned about doing his bowls that I tried to do a little bit, especially on this one. One is that he thought rims should slope in a little bit, so I've done that. That made sense to me. And the other was I've always done a general type paper, starting thinnest at the lip, and then getting gradually a little heavier towards the bottom. He suggested taking that the berry rim should be a little bit heavier than the middle section. He's taking out more wood in the middle. He did a cross section where he sawed one of his bowls in half and showed it. And it's actually a little thinner in this area to get the weight down and to give it a good feel.
Yeah, he said that the top you should taper just a little, and it made it look a lot thinner than it actually was. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, right. This one I decorated, with the usual method of burning. I use a Formica card. Some people use a wire, but I found a little better control with that card. After making small grooves with the skew tool. And then the vertical lines are done with a burning tool. And in the end, I wish I'd left well enough alone, actually.
No, I like that. That's nice.
And the last one is a piece of hickory that Dave gave to me, a bunch of firewood, really. So this was really green earlier in the week, or late last week. And I just decided to go ahead and turn this to thickness right away. So this, as you can see, is quite the oval. There's 3/4 of an inch difference side to end, either direction. But I kind of like the look of it, an oval. How do you turn an oval bowl,
Easy wood tool.
Is that it? We have one more? One more? Huh? Oh, there you go. Oh, that's right.
My next door neighbour had a catalpa tree with a big thing that was going rotten, and he kept telling me he was going to get it cut down, get it cut down. Well, I was in hospital with COVID. The day I came out, as we pulled into the driveway, I saw the big truck out there with the chipper, and I could barely walk. I didn't have enough strength to go and get any wood. So I thought, well, there goes my chance. Unbeknownst to me, my wife took a wheelbarrow over and sunk a couple of pieces of the catalpa tree. And that's what I turned this out of. Kind of challenging to turn, because the darker bands are really hard, and the lighter bands are really soft. So, and it's a very, very light wood. So that's what I've been playing around with lately.
Why is the bottom black? What did you do there?
Just put a dark stain on it. Something different. I also made a bowl with a lid, but I didn't bring it with me.
Ford, is that turned into end grain again?
Yes, the log was like that. This is part of the log. And turn the inside, cut that with a 2-inch Forstner bit, and then just turn the rest of just with my hole gouge.
Very good.
Yeah, good.
We had a catalpa tree growing on our road. It was long before I moved in there. And the catalpa tree kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the road kept getting moved over further and further and further. And by the time they had to redo our road, they came in and knocked out the catalpa tree, and I gained 10 feet of my neighbor's property because they moved, everything moved back about 10 feet. So catalpa trees are just huge. So.
Beautiful flowers on them.
Yeah, they're beautiful flowers. So, what do we have to do now? The wood auction. So, along with this goes a little bit of swearing. We had a lot of the stuff that I sent pictures of. It came from Tom Fox, and Tom Fox died on March 20th of this year. He was one of the founding members of our club. And if anybody hasn't signed the card, please take some time and sign the card, and I'll get it off to the family. But before he got real sick, he donated a lot of pieces to the club, and I was able to go through it. This is half of it, and a lot of the good stuff is coming next. There's going to be another one next time. There's a lot of tools in the next one. There's a parting tool, dividers. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of tools and stuff in that one. So anyway, Tom was, I didn't know this, but he was a professor of economics at Penn State University, and he was also an administrator up at Barron campus for Penn State. So, did you know him at all? Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Did you send it?
Okay. So I didn't know him all that well, but like I say, we'll send off the card to the family. So
I
that's
think
where-
I think Dan Kozar probably knows him best.
Yeah, he was in both the Turning Club and my Bluegrass group.
That's
So I knew him for quite a while.
Okay. So anyway,
And-
yeah, go ahead.
Ken, on your way
Yes.
home, stop and let me sign that card, please.
Certainly.
Thanks.
I'll do that. All right, so anyway, we have our favorite auctioneer here today. So be ready, have your wallets out. And are you ready for your auctioneer? I'll help you out. I want to get rid of this.
Okay, all right.
Little bit about that. All right, first one. First one's Velcro sanding pads. There's a bunch, I don't know if anybody looked at them, but there's 2-inch and there's 3-inch. So, go ahead, I'll let you do it. This is lot number 1.
Well, here's, where's the mandrels at?
The mandrels are lot number 2.
Well, let's sell the mandrels, and then the guy that buys the mandrels got a shot at it, knows whether or not he wants to buy it. Or we want to do it the other way around, force him to buy the mandrels. All righty. Well, there's a pretty good stack in there, fellas, it's like that deep.
Are you buying one container or all 3 containers?
We're gonna do, all 3 at one time.
Yep.
They're
Pretty cool.
$5.
half, I got $5. Oh, I'll be bidding on this stuff too, by the way.
Okay.
I got $5.
6.
You know how much he's gonna ask? Might be 20. I got 6, looking for 7. Got 7. You'll give me 8. I'll give me 8. You'll give me 9. I got 9 over here, 10 over here, 11 over here. Let's keep going. 12 here, 13 there, 14 there. Going once, going twice, $14.
Okay, cool. And, Paul, you wanna take the money?
Mike's gonna take it.
Mike's gonna take it. Okay.
What lot
One.
Lot number 1. This is lot number 2.
We've got the Velcro pads.
2 over Velcro and 1 is just a sandy,
Just the drum.
sandy drum.
$3. I got $3. Who give me $4?
$4.
Got $4. Got $5. Who give me $6? Who give me $6? Come on, there's $6. Easy. I got $6. Who give me 7? Anybody give me 7? Going once, going twice, sold. Okay, these are the Snap-on type discs for sanding. Power locks, we got a power lock here with 2 of them. There's about that many in that. About that many in this one.
Well, this is the mandrels, and then these 2 are different. Some of them are 2 inch, some are 3 inch.
Where's the mandrel?
The mandrel is here. It's on the mandrel.
The one mandrel, okay.
Okay?
All right, so these all just snap on too?
Yep, those are all power locks. And some of them are used and some of them are not, so it's got a mix of everything.
Okay,
Those are 2 inch, I think.
looking for $3. Who give me $3? I'll give you $3. Who give me $4? Everybody give me $4?
4.
I got 4. Sure you would. Who give me 5? I'll give you 5. You sure?
Yep.
I just teased you. Go ahead and go 6. Going once, going twice, go to me.
How much is that, $8?
$2.50.
Put him in jail.
These are all pretty big, pretty full, except that one, there ain't nothing, not but one.
That one is very full.
Yeah.
That one's very full.
All right, we'll start at $5. Who give me $5 for the lot? There's 4, 5, 6 of them. $5. Going once.
5.
Yeah, well, I'll give you $10 for it. Who give me 11?
What's in them?
Is this the same?
It's the power lock.
It's the power lock disc. Who
But we
give me
have
11?
a manual too, so.
Who give me 11?
Sure.
Okay, 15. Who give me 16?
Way over mine. Way over mine.
We're at 15.
Yep, 15.
Going once, going twice, sold.
Good job. That's the manual for it.
That's the man.
Yeah. It works like, you unscrew that, you pull this down, and then you push it back up, and then you screw it tight.
Might as well just give that to me, I'll be in my
$5.
Well, I'll get 6, who give me 7? Going once, going twice, $6 to me.
Yeah, good job.
You did a great job, yeah.
You have to take it.
You're in vineyard for
That's right.
Yeah. That's a lot of used sandpaper.
$1.
I got $1, who give me $1.50? Going once, going twice, $1.
I told my wife it would sell.
Where's our damage on this thing?
You right here in the corners?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's where you hide that.
Yep.
Pen display thingy-jiggy.
Thingamajiggy.
Who give me $1?
I'll do $1.
Yeah, I knew you would. $2 here, who give me 3?
I'll do 3.
Got 4 now, who give me 5?
5.
I got 5, who give me 6? 5 going once, going twice, sold.
Yay.
Okay. What am I really looking at here?
Okay, these are salt and peppers.
Are they the grinders, the inner guts to
Yep.
grind with, or?
Yep, they're the inner guts that grind it. Here's the instructions right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Well, there's five salts and
9, 10, 5 of these.
five salts and 5 peppers. And then these are the little pieces that go with it.
Oh, that's
You know,
good.
that's all.
Okay, yeah. Keep them going. So there's, what do you say? 10 pieces?
5 sets. 5 sets of salt.
5 sets.
Yep.
Okay, 5 sets. What,
They're worth $8 a piece, by the way, online. So, you know.
that's where I was trying to get to. Okay. So,
$5.
I got $5. Who give me 10? 10? Who give me 15?
I'll do 50.
Give 15. I got 15. Who give me 20? Who give me 18? I got 18. Now who give me 20? I got 18. Looking for 20. Going once, going twice. Sold.
Cool. Good job.
Earring stand. Oh, I see what it is. That's a cute little. You can use that for just more earrings, can't you?
Yeah, you can use it for earrings. All right, there's some bird's eye maple in here. And there's actually almost an entire kit that's in here. And what it looks like is this. It has an upper disc, a mandrel, and then a lower base. And there's holes in it to hold the earrings. Okay?
Is that only one of them, or is there more than one in it? Look how many of those. You see them right there.
Yep, I think there's, looks like there's about 3 in there that are already partially made. Okay? So, here's one of the pieces. It's already made, looks like it's bird's eye maple also. You can see it here. So,
A lot of nice looking wood in there, nevertheless.
yep,
$3.
$3.
Okay, start at $3. Who give me 4? Don't let him have it for 3. Who give me 4? I'll give you 4. 5?
Sure.
Okay. I got 5. Who give me 6? 6. Going once, going twice. Sold.
$5. I need $3.
10 pen cases. How many, we got pen turners in here. Who give me, $5? It's only 50 cents a piece, that's cheap. $5 then.
Which ones?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Got $6. Who give me 7? Who give me 7 then?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I got 7. Who give me 8? Going once, going twice. Sold. You only give me 2.
Okay, that's $7.
Yep.
You're gonna break the budget tonight.
Yeah, well, we need the money.
9 of these beautiful gift pen boxes. They're kind of fancy.
They're doubles.
Or you put one big one in there. Start the bidding at $5. Who give me $5? I'll give you $5. Who give me $10? 10.
I'll do 6.
I'll do 7.
You got it.
Anybody give me 8? Going once, going twice, sold. $22.
Yours were- Okay, this one is, they're kind of strange. They're, I think either oil or alcohol lights with the funnels to fill them. And you would turn a piece that goes around here and fill it up and insert those. So, anybody gonna try those out, though, I'm sure you'll get those pretty reasonable.
How many are in the set?
There's only 3 wicks, but there's, I think, 10 of the other ones. It was on the list that I sent out.
Like 10 of the little orbs, 3 wicks, and Google's those little funnels, there's a pile of them little things.
Yeah, and you can buy these online. I checked it out. You can buy these wicks online. You can buy like 10 of them for, $3 or $4. So you can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
And here's all the info on the instructions and stuff for those lamp lights.
How we doing?
Hey, I started out at $1, who'll give me $1? I got $1, who'll give me $1? I'll give us $1. Who'll give me $2? Ken, jump on that, cheap, $2.
What is it?
You can throw it at people. I got $2. Who'll give me $3? Looking for 3. Going once, going twice, sold. Okay, we've got a pen stand here. What are they, $15?
10 pence. Yeah, they're about, I think they were $15. I'll get 5.
They'll give me 6. Looking for 6. No 6. Going once. Going twice. Sold.
These are hurricane light.
2 different styles. One of these and 2 of these. You can do them at the same time.
Yeah.
And these little critters here, when you do your lamp, you stick that in there and put your wood base under it and all, it'd be beautiful. How much are you gonna give for this, then?
0.
Who give me $1? Oh, come on, guys, you're very crafty and creative, you can make something really nice out of this stuff. Who give me $1?
I'll give you 5.
You give me 5? I got 5, looking for 6. Reggie's on it for 5, looking for 6. Going once, going twice. It's all yours, Reg.
Send me that blue paper.
Got 4 test tubes, you're gonna make them weed pots and drop them in there to stick your flowers in, there's 4 of them.
And then these are to make for candles. You put your candles in here, and then you make your base out of these and then stick it
You
in.
can make them floating candle, oil candles or
Yeah,
whatever.
there's 4 of these.
4 of these, 4 of the test tubes, they're probably worth $1 a piece. I'll start out at $1, who give me $1?
How big are
I got $1, who give me 2?
How big are the test tubes?
4 inches.
Oh, they're too small.
You can knock the bottom out.
Wait. For what, making that, or? I got $1 looking for 2.
I'll give you 3.
I got 3, looking for 4. I got 4. Who give me 5?
I'll give you 5.
I got 5. I got 6. Looking for 7. Looking for 7. 7 going once, going twice. Sold.
And we have a new member who wants to introduce himself and is bringing some wood in for us too.
See, my name is Dale Garricky. My father did a bit of wood turning, and I've spent most of my wood is with forestry stuff, but when you're out there in the woods, you find pieces of wood that would make better bowls than anything else, and my previous mode of operation was to dump them off at Jim Finley's residence, but that option isn't available anymore. So I did a little walnut job, and there's a few crotches on the truck that I thought would make better bowls than firewood.
So welcome first off, and do we want to, how do we want to do this? Why don't we go ahead and do those pieces of wood over there and we'll bring those in. Let's just bring them in. So
Either that or auction off a crotch and whoever buys it can go out and choose which one. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Some are bigger, some are, yeah, I don't know what you want to do.
There's five of those crotches out there.
Okay, well, let's,
Whatever.
What kind of wood is that? I'm sorry.
Walnut. Walnut.
you want to do those first?
Yeah, we can, have you guys come out and take a look at this stuff. Anybody interested in this?
There's a lot of nice walnut.
Nice looking.
Thank you and welcome and hope you come back again. Oh yeah, we have a big chunk of cherry out there too, so if anybody's interested. You have.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a beautiful piece of property. Randy, are you interested in bidding on it?
Hey,
What?
Anybody interested in bidding on it? Anybody out here? So we'll just do the bidding out here if that's okay.
That's good.
Unless people online want to bid.
Are we gonna bid on that walnut piece?
Reg, there are 5 pieces of walnut
And one cherry, I think.
and and the 5 walnut are crotch pieces. I don't know what the cherry piece is.
So this is pretty representative of what's out there. There's one or two that are smaller, and then there's one or two that are bigger. So they're nice pieces.
Yeah.
Hardly any checking.
Yeah.
So they're really nice pieces, so.
I'll give you $10 for the one you're carrying, Ken.
You hear that?
What's that?
He wants to start bidding on this one for $10.
$10, okay, I got $10, who give me $12? I got $12, who give me $14?
15.
I got $15, who give me $16? $16, $15, going once.
That's a beautiful crotch because it's got the U shape rather than the V shape. So, just so you know, it's a good piece.
I went $15, going once, going twice, sold $15.
Reggie.
To Reg.
Want to do it on it?
That's another little U-shaped clear.
Is that wood green?
Just took it down.
When was it cut?
When was this cut?
Like 2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks ago. It's been freezing and thawing, it's wonderful wood yet, it's prime, it's just about perfect. Who'd give me $4? Who'd give me $4 for that piece of walnut?
I'll do 4.
I got $4, who'd give me $5 for that piece? I got $5, who'd give me $6 for that piece of walnut? Somebody give me six, I got $6 for that piece of walnut, who'd give me $7 for that piece of walnut? You know, this all stays in the club, guys, just so, you know, in case you forgot. I got $6, looking for 7, going once, going twice, sold for $7.
Oh, this one's heavy.
Yes, this is a monster. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of wood too. I don't know if I trust putting it on that table.
Yeah, just put it on the ground.
I know.
Hey, we lost you guys.
Still drooling over that, Ken?
Yeah, I like that one.
Beautiful piece of wood there, still
Yeah.
drooling over that, okay.
I'll do 5.
I got 5, looking for 6.
I got
I got $10, looking for 11. 10, looking for 11. That's the spirit, come on, where's?
I got
I got 11, looking for 12.
I'll give you
I got 12, looking for 13.
15.
I got 15, boy, Red. Looking for 16. Looking for 16. I got 16, looking for 17. Back to you, Reds. Looking for 17.
17.
17, looking for 18. 18. I got 18, Reds. Looking for 19.
20.
I got 20, looking for 21.
Reg gets it.
Sold to you, Reggie. Oh, in case you guys didn't realize, this particular walnut came off of a piece of ground that was owned by the King of England at one time. And then, I'm not sure which number it was, but then he sold that parcel to William Penn, and that became part of William Penn. Just, you know, there's a lot of history there.
Could you put that in writing?
Well, yeah, I give you a letter of authenticity, I have no problem with that.
No, I didn't know.
It had to be right before William Penn got to stick that in. Is that crotch here? I got a little crotch here, guys. Who's gonna give me $5 for the little crotch? Okay, and who's gonna give me $4 for the little crotch?
Can't see it.
Yeah, you can. It's right in the, that's it. It's right here.
Sorry, I see it.
Too much scotch, Greg.
That looks like a $4 crotch to me, right? Oh, it's more than a crotch. It's got a crotch and then it's got a little bit of one. Oh my God, that would make a beautiful piece. Now, I know how you turn. That would, you'd be able to figure that one out. Oh my God, yes.
I'll give you 5.
Okay, got 5, looking for 6. Who give me 6 on that beautiful piece of wood? Going once, going twice. Yeah, Reg, it's yours. They don't think they can do it justice. They turn it all over to you.
Here's the this last piece of going more. We got a cherry piece coming. This one has a nick in it. A little bit of a nick.
Looks like a heck of a platter piece there. That's what I see. Well, what do I know? How much? 5. My eyes, it's hard to read.
1, 2, 3.
I got 3, looking for 4. 3, looking for 4. Anybody give me 4?
Got a really
I got
bad,
4, looking for 5.
bad piece.
I got, hey, pay attention. You still in this or not? Looking for 5.
Who did 4?
It don't matter.
Yeah.
No.
I'll do 5.
I got 5, looking for 6. Who give me 6? 5, going once, going twice. Sold. He still thinks it was a Phantom Bitter.
It was a Phantom Bitter.
What do we got there, young man?
So I pulled this out of the creek just before I came down. It's a hunk of cherry, and it's waterlogged. It's not red, so it's actually out of the creek. Hung above the creek for 3 years. finally cut it up, and two nice straight pieces are gonna be made into baseboards for around the house. This was gonna be firewood,
See this?
but it's still good in the center, maybe the outside ends.
Yeah, I think peeling that a couple times, it'll start swallowing for you, it'd be beautiful.
So it's,
So I put it,
yeah, it's good and solid and heavy, you're not gonna lift that thing. I'm not lifting that.
Just-
Don't look at me.
I'm not allowed to lift that thing.
Just roll it.
That's it. With your legs, not your back.
I just rolled it up.
Okay.
Can you see it at all?
Like you big around, one chair in the way there, move that chair.
Move the little blue chair away.
It's too heavy to
Much
do
better.
it.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good.
I mean, just a, teach you.
All right, that's good.
Good back.
You see that?
Yep.
That is blue.
Another King's property.
Yeah, there's that, Explorer, the counter, it's in Champlain.
What county did it come from?
This came from Howard, suburbs of Howard.
Okay.
Okay, we start the bidding at $5. Okay, I'll give you $5 for it.
It wasn't dirt in the car.
Anybody give me 6? Nobody give me 6? Going once, going twice, fat guy bought it.
Formerly bad guy.
For
All right, we got
That stuff down there yet?
a bunch over here yet. This is came on a good day here.
Applause to the man who donated all that wood.
Yeah. This stuff's maple, right?
There's a beautiful little trike piece right there. I'm assuming this is cherry.
It's an ornamental cherry.
Yeah, see, I knew it was cherry. Ornamental cherry. We'll start the bidding at $5. Go with $5?
Fine.
I got 5. Who give me 6? Who
Yep.
give me 6? 6? I got 6. Who give me 7? I got 7. Who give me 8? 8? Anybody give me 8? Going once, going twice, sold.
What did I pay for that?
7.
17.
There's a nice piece there.
Cherry.
Who give me $5?
It's cherry.
It's cherry.
Regulation cherry. I got $5. Who give me 6? Anybody give me 6?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Looking for 6. I got 6.
It's half of the other one.
Looking for 7. I got 7. Looking for 8. Looking for 8. I got 7. Going once, going twice, sold.
That was me.
There's a sister to that piece. $5. Looking for 6. Anybody give me 6? I got 6. Looking for 7. 6. Looking for 7. 6. I got 7. Looking for 8. Who'll give me 8?
Go for it.
I got 8. I got 9. Who'll give me 10? Who'll give me 10? 9. Going once, going twice. Sold.
You get that one too?
Nice little walnut. That beautiful little piece of the walnut there. Start bidding out at $5 for the 3 of them. I got $5. Who give me 6? I got 6. Who give me 7? I got 6. Who give me 7? Go on. I got 7. Who give me 8? I got 8. Who give me 9? I got 8. Who give me 9? 8. Going once, going twice. Sold for $8.
David, who bought that?
Tell us what it is, David.
This fellow behind the line back there for the 8.
I got it.
You were on for 7.
Hemlock. No, what is it?
Hemlock.
It's hemlock.
This is hemlock. If anybody wants to build a real short barn, there's the feed right there. This is hemlock. Who give me $1?
Give it a,
I got $1. Who give me $2? I got $2. Who give me $3?
$5.
I got $5. Who give me 6? I got 5, going once, going twice. I got 6. Who'll give me 7? I got 6, who's gonna give me 7? I got 7, who's gonna give me 8? I got 7, going once, going twice. Sold. I got this deep bowl here, really shiny bowl here.
All right. Well, first off, everybody give yourself a hand for contributing for that. And everybody who brought in pieces, thank you very much. Keep them coming. You can see it's going to help the club a lot. So thank you very much. And then finally, we get to the main attraction. Let's see, what can I say about you?
Not much.
This is Gary, you're from Altoona, right? And your profession is?
Retired.
Retired. So
Loving it too. Retired teacher.
you're a retired teacher from Altoona. So anyway, he's going to do our demonstration of field buffing. Anybody know what field buffing system is? Okay, well, you're going to get an expert here showing us how to do it. Because I've never done it before. So.
Unfortunately, guys, because of the nature of the demonstration, we need to move to that side of the room because I'm going to be standing here facing the camera. So you're only going to look at my back. That's probably the better side of me. So guys, I wanted to echo a little bit of what was said earlier tonight, that you don't have to be an expert to demonstrate things. I've only been turning for a year and a half or so, and I don't think that I'm an expert at anything. I come to wood turning from flat woodworking, and that's where my introduction to the Beal buffing system came from. And then when I became a bowl turner, I bought the buffs for bowls. And so that's how I come into this. And so please, if you have something that you can share with the club, please, volunteer to demonstrate.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to do? I mean, because we're looking right away. Sooner the better.
Yeah, May. May would be the first one.
What's that?
I said May is the next one.
Yeah.
We talked about maybe doing the multi thing sometime. I don't know.
Multi-axis.
That sort of round robin.
Yeah, we did that once, I don't know, a couple years ago.
Oh, workshops.
So what I did is, in preparation for this, I turned a couple bowls. I did a maple, ambrosia maple. It is just plain wood. There's no finish on it at all. I did a spalted maple. It was originally about an inch higher than this, but it was so spalted that it wouldn't hold together. And I did this with 3 coats of gloss polyurethane, traditional oil-based polyurethane. Shh, don't say that. I did a piece of sycamore, and this has polyacrylic on it. I've never used the water-based polyurethane before, and I just thought that this was a nice opportunity to try it and see what it came out like. This too was gloss. If you touch it, you'll find it's not very smooth and nice. So it definitely needs some sort of buffing, some sort of finishing on it to make it look nice, because it really doesn't look very nice at all. And the other bowl that I made for tonight was, well, it really didn't come out well.
It's a wing bowl.
Yeah, it's a wing. it caught a crack, I guess, and it shattered before I got it finished, so. So, there are two different pieces to this. There's the bowl buffs, which are round, and they sell them in a couple different sizes. And then I also have over here on the motor, 8-inch buffing wheels. I think this company's from Ohio, and I think they probably came to bowl buffing or buffing from the metalworking industry. They probably came from that background as they developed their system. The nice thing about it is that they've sort of thought it out. There are 3 different buffs in the system. The first one is a rouge, which is more aggressive. The second one is a white diamond, and then the wax is the third one. And so to make it easy to identify which one's which, they have a little red on this buff. They have nothing on the white buff, and then they have yellow on the wax buff so that you don't get them confused.
Does that come from who?
Beal.
From Beal himself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There are other buffs. You don't have to buy the Beal system. It's just, they're I guess, sort of the name in buffing, if there is such a thing.
Is the material the same in all 3 of them?
No, I was gonna mention that. And so in the rouge one, it is linen. Linen is a stiffer material, and so it holds the shape better. The white diamond, which is less aggressive, is a mix of linen and cotton. And then the wax is cotton flannel because it's very soft and flexible. You start out with the rouge. The nice thing is that Beal has sort of thought through the process. And so they sell a couple different things. This is a number 2 Morse taper, and then the shaft that the buffs screw into. On the motor over here, it is a adapter that locks down on the shaft of the motor. And that makes it nice in that respect. The other thing that they have is an extension. So if you have a deep bowl, you can put an extension onto it to be able to reach deep into the bowl. I don't have anything that deep, nor am I that deep.
You're saying you're shallow.
Exactly. With the buffs, they recommend either doing it on a lathe or in a motor that does the 3450 revolutions per minute. With the buffing wheels, they recommend a 1725 because that's 8 inches versus 4 inches, and the speed of the material is obviously affected by the revolutions. And so for these, they recommend 3450, which is about what I have the lathe set to tonight. And so you just screw the buff onto the mandrel, and rouge, white diamond, and then it's 100% Canuba wax. You do not need a lot of wax on the buff to work well. And so
You're running high.
we were losing that center. That's why I slowed it down, because that whole center was just flattening out. So you charge the buff with some red rouge. I like to stand to the side because I don't like it flying all over me. A little bit of safety. Wearing some sort of an eye protection. I have some goggles if you would like to try either system tonight. You should wear some sort of a mask because you get little bits of the material flying off as well as little bits of the wood.
What was that stuff you put on?
Red Rouge. It is a buffing compound, and that rouge is the grade of it. And you'll find that there's several other grades, but Beal in most places, they recommend Red Rouge, White Diamond, and then wax. The object is not to jam the bowl in as hard as you can. You're not trying to deform the shape of the buff. You're just there to try and have the buff running against the surface of the bowl. You want to make sure that you have a good grip on it because it will pull it out of your hand if you're not careful. The other piece of advice I would have to you, obviously with a lathe, you can do it, you can run it in either direction. The problem with being on the upward side of the buff is that if you do lose control of the bowl's coming up at you. If you lose control in the downward motion, it's going to go to the floor, which is much less injurious to you. And so I would encourage you to always make sure that you're on the downward side of the bowl as you're buffing it.
You keep the lathe at a low speed?
This lathe right now, the readout is at 1100. I have not buffed that many bowls. Typically I use my motor even when I use the bowl buffs, which is 1725, because that's just the way I've always done it. I've just recently purchased, actually for this demonstration, this number 2 Morse taper adapter so that I could demonstrate for you that the lathe accessory.
Do you have a drawbar on it?
No, it does not. I'll have to check and see if there's if they have it threaded for a drawbar.
No finish on this ball at all. There was zero finish on that ball.
On this bowl, there's no finish at all on it.
Same with the left.
Show the camera.
Same, what's the last break you saying?
400.
Hey, Gary, do you sand it just before you buff it?
Yes, I sanded them to 400 grit before I brought them, before I did any sort of finishing or brought them this evening.
How often do you have to recharge and how do you know when?
That's a real good question. I'm glad you asked that. Now, you know, I guess when you sort of get tired of buffing, you recharge it a little bit. The Rouge and the White Diamond, you can recharge as often as you want. With the wax, you really don't want to put a lot of wax on. And so they tell you just to put just a little bit on and don't put more on than you really need.
So it's somewhat visual, just like when you're sanding, you just feel like it's not working anymore.
Yep. Yep.
If I pass it around?
Feel free, yeah. Now that is just the Rouge on it. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could burn through the lacquer or whatever finish you have on the bowl. So you don't want to push in real hard. You don't want to hold it in one spot. Those sorts of precautions.
Are there any finishes that don't work, or oil's okay, or?
You can buff any sort of finish. I allowed this lacquer to dry for 2 weeks so that it was hard. You wouldn't want to spray it and 2 days later buff it because the finish wouldn't be hard enough yet. This is 3 coats of gloss polyurethane on it.
Mine's lacquer.
One thing I learned from Jim Finley is that you really need to, no matter how many coats of finish you put on, you need to sand it lightly before you buff it.
That holds water-based poly.
This is polyacrylic, yeah, the water-based poly.
So these hardware.
So do you normally do it after finish or before finish?
You know what? I don't have this is the way I always do anything in my life. And so it just all depends. I play around. Sometimes I do just raw wood. Sometimes I will do a polyurethane. I've never done a water-based finish before. And so I thought that this would be a good thing to get me out of my comfort zone a little bit and try something different.
Does that feel like it's taken out of the pumps you had on there, that blackness? They're coming out now?
You know what? It doesn't feel real smooth yet.
That's what Charlie was. Did you put it on with a brush?
I sprayed it.
You sprayed it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I marked it.
So the high gloss poly, are you trying to raise the shine more or make it smooth?
Yes. The poly that I put on here, it was a gloss, but to me, that's not much of a gloss.
Yeah, I know on the other bar, it wasn't.
That more to get a nicer, smoother finish to it.
Does the manufacturer say, make any claims that that's like the equivalent of a 12,000 grit or anything like that?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that. I'm sure that if you looked it up on the internet, they would tell you that Red Rouge is equal to some degree of grit.
You said you weren't really getting a good result yet in that. Could it be that you jumped ahead too far, too fast with the grit? Maybe?
Well, Red Rouge is where you start.
No, I meant like you should have sanded it.
Oh, well, I mean, that may be the case. I mean, it feels better, but it's not nice by any means. It does seem to have a little bit more gloss where I've been buffing than what the other part does.
I used to buff shortly after putting a finish on, and Jim Finley told me that you get a much nicer finish if you sand right before you buff.
Okay,
And those, fuel sets are 39 and 42, somewhere, for a set of 3, they're about $40.
I do have a okay, yeah, there is a catalog here if you would like to look at that. I emailed them, I says, hey, I'm gonna do a demo, can you send me some catalogs and stuff, and they didn't, so I don't know if, I don't know. But- So I've switched now to the white diamond, which is a finer grit. And so these buffs are fairly new, that's why you see a lot of threads coming out.
One thing I learned is that you don't want to put a whole lot of that white stuff on the buffing wheel because it'll just make a mess.
Do you buff a lot of your work, Reg?
I buff everything, yes.
Do you?
And the delight is letting people feel the piece of wood before you buff and then again after you buff.
The little car that is, the lower base car, that's definitely a good way to bring.
Hey, Reg, do you let the finish cure pretty well before you buff?
Yes, I do. At least a few days.
And when you sand, what grit sandpaper are you hitting it with?
I might use a 320 to a 400.
Okay. Thanks.
But I do find that it's really important to sand right before you buff.
And I guess you don't even need to really wipe it off at that point. I mean, just hit it and go ahead and buff it, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
Gary, do you ever use the big wheels for the outside?
I do typically, yes.
I was looking at a video, and a lot of times to keep those from getting too charged up, they run sandpaper on it, is that?
Right, they call it raking. You can use like a screwdriver or sandpaper to clean it off if it gets caked on, so that way it cleans everything off.
What about heat? Does the heat?
Well, if you pushed on it and got it really hot, then you're gonna bake that finish and everything on there, and that's not good. Because again, the object of it is not to burn through the finish that you have on there or anything, it's just to smooth the surface.
Is he regular? Good job. Very good doing a good job. Good job.
That's an interesting thing.
You said that was a new buffer because I see fires flying off.
Yeah, I've only used it a half dozen times. Now, my other, because again, I came to this from flat woodworking, my, wheels over there, you don't find the threads coming off.
Just because they're older, is that?
Yeah, they're no longer shedding threads and stuff.
Gary, I read on the Beal site that you're supposed to do this buffing at 1700 RPM. Is that, how do you do it?
Well, I think if you look at it, Reg, they tell you the wheels should be at 17 and the buffs should be at 3450 or something like that because of the difference in diameters. Otherwise, if you ran these things or if you ran the big wheels at 3450, they'd be moving so fast that you're going to damage the wood in the finish. So that's why they tell you to run the wheels at 1725.
That was the last of mine.
You sprayed that one?
Spray last, yeah.
You didn't put the wax on.
I know, you look at the shine. He's gonna be my favorite buffer.
Just a little bit of that.
Yep, just a little bit of wax is all they tell you to use on it.
Is that kit come with the manual or do you have to buy that separately?
You can buy it as a kit, a bowl buffing kit, and they sell the mandrels, the buffs, the wax, the everything. So with the crotch, I buffed this bottom one, not the two upper ones. And when you feel it, you feel that it's a little smoother, nicer finish.
I find it flavor. Don't get your fingerprints.
Ken, did you do a good job? Almost, he isn't finished yet.
You don't want much.
Well, see, that's the beautiful thing is that now that I've done part of it, Ken has to do the rest of it.
Yeah, I had to mention that, didn't you?
May I suggest that you let people feel the bowl before the buffing and then again after the buffing?
Reg, I'm only buffing half of the bowl so that they can see the two different parts of it.
If you'd show up for the meetings, you'd know that.
All right.
Don't be hard on him, look at all the money.
I know, well, he still has delivery charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're laughing at Reggie, he's sitting there drinking that cognac now, you don't have to drive home.
Yeah, I got it, Ken.
I'm gonna take off, guys. Thank you, Gary. Enjoyed it. It was very good.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.
Have a nice evening.
Yep. See ya. Yeah. I couldn't hear you.
He asked if it was bedtime, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is bedtime. My favorite TV show get ready to come on. Not really. I go to bed early up here or down here. See you guys.
Do you have any trouble with natural edge bowls, the bark coming on?
I have not done any natural edge bowls myself, but I would imagine as long as you had the bark downward, you'd be okay. I wouldn't do it with bark up.
I do a lot of natural edge bowls and I don't have any problem.
Okay.
This is just soothing, isn't it? Just sit there and spin.
Yeah, I love to watch other people work. I can do it for hours.
Speaking of that, that walnut bowl should be real help. The Huckleberry Finn.
I would recommend that everyone in the club get the Beals buffing system. It is just the difference between a quasi-finished bowl and a finished bowl.
Oh, let's take it back here.
Now, I wonder if, you did a less than perfect sanding job that this would show that, show that a little worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna, solve a bad sanding or anything. Matter of fact, it might even make a bad sanding job look worse.
28.
Yep, and then they have the natural bowl for a second here, and we'll put wax on it.
No, it's okay, I'll leave it to you.
It's 2:30.
Which wheel are you using now, Gary?
Right now, I'm putting wax on the natural bowl with no, it has no finish on it, other than just buffing it. So, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm done now with my demonstration. You can, pass the bowls around, look at them. I encourage you to, if you brought in something tonight, to come up and give it a try. And you can make your own judgment as far as what you, think and like. Again, this is just natural wood, there's no finish on it all, other than just buffing on the one part. The polyurethane, is 3 coats of traditional oil-based polyurethane, and then buffed and waxed on this part over here. And then the sycamore is buffed and waxed down here on this corner. And in my opinion, it's either needs a whole lot more buffing, or because I'm just
Sanded.
Yeah.
Sanded is like
because it's not
overspray from whenever you painted or sprayed it.
maybe. Yeah. But I'm not at all happy with the finish on that. So that's that. Again, back here we have the buffing wheels. It's strapped to a table. I thought we were gonna be out in the shops. If you're gonna be back here, you probably wanna have somebody hold the table, because the tables really aren't beefy to do that with. So, come on up, guys, give it a try, look at the bowls, see what you think.
Can you buff oil finish?
Yes.
On that?
Yep.
There you go.
You wanna let it wait about 2 weeks.
No, these were just done. Yeah, these were just done.
Yeah, because if they've just done there, they're not gonna buff up nicely. It's still too soft.
Yeah, they were just done within the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Everybody give Gary a hand, that was a. Appreciate that. Before you get going, does everybody get a chance to sign the sympathy card? If not, I'll leave it up here, you can go ahead and sign it. Yeah,
Want to mention, I got a Delta lathe that's in pieces, but if you need some parts for an old Delta, armrest, stock and all that, I'm gonna bring it next month.
and Dave brought in the refreshments for today, because I was harassing him the last meeting, so thank you very much for that. So, other than that, let's go ahead and do some buffing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. All right, I'm gonna do mine. So you do the first one is.
Want to do the rouge first?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they did it right. Take it off and see if it has a red in the back.
Yep, it does. I've never done it. I come from a.
Ken, $20 to you for delivery charge?
Yeah, number 2 more is paper, as long as you put it in there, it's.
You push it in this way, or you have to do on the edge?
All the way around. Oh, delivery charge.
Yeah, we'll discuss that when I get there.
So there's the rouge there.
No, I did that one.
Probably want to see it stand to the side, because it will, you can see it flings off.
I brought this
So much to give yet. I don't
I just thought that we would do the same direction, or follow him. Then we don't have to take it on.
Yeah, I mean, make sure you got a good grip and make sure you're on the bottom side of the grill, not the top side. And you'll be okay. No, that's good. You don't wanna really deform the wheel a lot as you're doing it. Yeah. These are 4-inch. And it's a family.
Better to go in actually, I actually do this a little bit with my hand. I got a hand wheel.
Up here,
It's not for everyone. It's got a good situation and a good That's my cost now.
Oh my God. You ever stop just after this? Or do you always go?
Nah, I typically go all the way through.
Yeah, see, it's the game. He didn't give you one. Yeah, great job, it is. He was just.
It's not that expensive.
No, really, it's not bad at all.